Hello, welcome to this update for the Atlantic and the Caribbean. So let's see what's happening. There's not mm, that much happening, but there's some stuff. There's still Tropical Storm Rafael there in the Gulf, and it's weakening already, and it might go south there near like the Western Gulf or something. And yeah, but still kind of mixed up the tracks. So let's see. Swells generated by Rafael are expected to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions on parts of the Gulf Coast through the weekend. So be aware there along the whole Gulf. Be careful in the beach. It shows like in Spanish here too, if you wanna see. And we still have those tropical storm wind probabilities there, but no hurricane wind or anything. So yeah, and we do have this other area here, 98L, so it's at 0% chance there. Shower activity has diminished near trough low pressure located near the central Bahamas. This system is located within an unfavorable environment and the development is not expected. However, locally gusty winds are still possible as the system moves generally westward across the Bahamas through tonight. So it's just 0% there. And on the Eastern Pacific, still nothing, and Central Pacific, nothing too. And yeah, next 7 days. So beware, this is Rafael. They're calling it a tropical depression, Rafael there. And the hurricane models are very crazy with this. Some go north, some go south, but this might like weaken, decay, and the remnants might drift towards Mexico. The Canadian model shows south too, and the GFS shows like all over the place in the Western Gulf. But now I just got the latest update, and it barely shows a tropical storm already. Show like just a tropical depression. A model 2 does come near tropical storm again, but it might be like later if it's a front or something extra tropical. But if this dives down to Mexico, you never know because the seas are still warm there. There's 98L2, that there's barely anything left, just so like a shower 2 there with it, and shows some others just drift this in the Bahamas and take this out into the Atlantic. So yeah, and it's also very weak. Some models do take this to a tropical storm, 98L, but it might be like later as subtropical or extratropical out there in the Atlantic. So yeah, so let's first see the rainfall forecast here and then some other stuff because we have Rafael there. It's bringing a small moisture surge in Louisiana, Mississippi, and the Florida Panhandle like today and tomorrow, Monday. So be aware, so a little bit heavier rains there. The European shows also shows a storm or two in the Carolinas and other areas. This is Monday. This goes there, and the Europeans still curving this back into the northern Gulf and turning it into a front there throughout the mid south and then take it all the way to the southeast. So we better watch this track. But the GFS is like it has the small moisture surge now, and it does have that front like Thursday with some more rain, but not as crazy as the European. So yeah, but the her here until Tuesday, the herd does have parts of Louisiana there, like some 5 inches or something, near southern Alabama, Mississippi too, some other areas. So be aware in those areas, especially in southernmost Louisiana. The European model still showing to like southeastern Louisiana some 5-6 inches or something. And later, if I put this until the 15th, the European model does have this moisture spreading east there, most of the southeast, except like Florida, but the other areas shows more like 1 inch, 2 inches, even 3 to 4 inches, in a spot or two, Louisiana, Mississippi. So be aware. But the GFS has much less, but it does have more around the Gulf there, and the icon does have close to like 3 inches or something, Louisiana. It has more into like Tennessee and some areas with those fronts. And yeah, be aware. Let's see if this works and the name is not showing as much, but does show some showers, maybe a storm or two in Louisiana from this there. But the name is also showing the Bahamas, some thunderstorms next 2 days, so be aware. But one concerning thing is just in the next 2 days, the European model is more than 400 millimeters in Costa Rica, almost 500 millimeters. So, so like all of this rain falling just 48 hours could cause a very dangerous catastrophic flooding there. So please be careful. The GFS is like almost 300 millimeters, but not as much as the European. But just 300 millimeters in 48 hours will be enough to cause a lot of flooding. So be careful. There are some spots of 100 millimeters, but way different than the European and the GFS. The European is like northern Panama, close to 100 millimeters as well. And like if I put this on the next 5 days, it shows even more across northern Panama, more than 200 millimeters. Costa Rica like for 300, has even 525 millimeters in a part of Costa Rica there. So please be careful with flooding there, landslides and all those things. Wind and lightning shows more in Nicaragua, some 58 millimeters, and some areas and close to 100 millimeters in spot or two, northern coast of Honduras too, central Guatemala to southern Mexico. Be aware there are more showers and storms throughout most of those areas, so be aware. Central to southern Panama, some 40 millimeters in Panama City, but shows more in southern Panama, and some heavier downpours western northern Colombia into northwestern Venezuela. So be aware there. And it has more lingering showers and storms for like the eastern Caribbean too, near Trinidad and Tobago, and some other areas. Barbados, some showers, and more there, especially like Puerto Rico, has some more thunderstorms, and it's starting to have more in Guyana too, Suriname, and some areas there. So be aware. But now on the satellite, we can see the big wave of moisture near the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. So there are a lot of heavy showers and storms happening now there. So be aware in the Dominican Republic. And the next 5 days shows more than 50 millimeters in some areas, and more storms. So be aware. In Jamaica, some passing showers and storms this week possible. Nothing crazy, but there might be some storms there. The Cayman Islands, some passing showers too. And in Cuba, maybe some more thunderstorms in eastern Cuba and more showers in other areas. In Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, some showers. So yeah, be aware. Now the rainfall map, you can see the very heavy rain in Costa Rica there in Panama, some parts of Nicaragua, Guatemala, some are thunderstorms in Mexico, and you see those wave showers and storms in the eastern Caribbean, Dominican Republic, and many areas. And the rain just continues in Costa Rica there until Tuesday, and then into Panama, shows more later, more throughout Central America. So be aware in those areas. And the icon, the accumulation does have more some parts of the eastern Caribbean, some 66 millimeters, some islands there. It does have a lot near the seas near southern Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and the Virgin Islands, some are the thunderstorms. It does have there a lot of moisture near the southwestern Caribbean, especially in San Andres, so be aware there. And throughout southern Mexico, Guatemala, some are showers and storms just north of Honduras. The GFS is a little bit different. It has all the rain there in Costa Rica and Panama, but also has in like northern Nicaragua and Honduras there, more than 100 millimeters. So that's different than the other models, but I'll show you why in a second. And in terms of wind gusts, there are a little slightly gusty winds near the Bahamas because of that of the invest there. So like in the Turks and Caicos, some 48 km/h gusts, some areas Monday, the Bahamas too, Central Bahamas, and then this goes away there. And later this week on Thursday, the Europeans another front going down to the Bahamas and Florida with some more breezy conditions and maybe slightly lower temperatures, and shows more there like Bermuda, some stronger gusts on Thursday. So yeah, be aware. And there's the Canadian model too for the rainfall. It shows also more than 200 millimeters in Costa Rica, a lot in Panama. It's like those waves of showers in the eastern Caribbean, and yeah, the windward islands, especially in like Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico close to 150 millimeters. The Dominican Republic has more storms in eastern Cuba too. In the Yucatan has more showers and storms in Belize and other parts of Central America. So beware has also more in French Guiana and Suriname and Venezuela there in Guyana. So be aware shows yeah. And now let's see some models maybe if something might form there because let's see there's the GFS, it's still forming up something there near like later it struggles a little bit, but it does have there northern Nicaragua and Honduras, like I showed you the rainfall. It does spin something there, and the GFS eventually forms something in the northwestern Caribbean, and then goes there like into Cuba, the Bahamas or something. Even turns this into a nor'easter later. Many people have been talking about. So we will monitor that too. And the GFS also has another system after that near Jamaica on the 24th. So that is not very realistic because it's a bunch of days out and the GFS does those things. But we'll check some other models too. The Canadian model has some showers and storms there, has a low pressure trying to organize, but it is not really able to form into anything. The European model, the seriously is like it has Raphael there and the stuff, and then it has the area showers and thunderstorms. The Central Caribbean, Western Caribbean does try to form a low pressure there or depression or something, but then it goes into Central America. So yeah, but it's not forming anything that crazy. The icon, on the other hand, is kind of trying to form something there near like Cuba, the Yucatan, some areas on the 18th. So the time frame is around the 18th or something, 17th to 20th of November. So we'll keep monitoring. There's the Neptune, it has those areas of showers there. Maybe a low pressure trying to form, but nothing really that concerning here on the Neptune. There's the European AI model, so there's like some that area there. The European does take that disturbance towards like Honduras, Nicaragua or something on the 14th, and then it keeps lingering there, and yeah, so that's interesting too. But be aware. Now, the ensembles from the European next 240 hours, it does have some support in the Central Caribbean to Northwestern Caribbean there. So yeah, it does have some stronger members between Cuba and the Yucatan, maybe something Florida, but mainly there near Nicaragua, Honduras, and south of Jamaica, it has something might be trying to form. So most members are very weak there, but it does have a little bit of support. The GFS has a little bit more support, but not huge amounts either. Has like some stronger members in Cuba and the Yucatan, and some stuff near Honduras and Nicaragua, even some lost members in the Eastern Caribbean and on the Pacific there. So yeah, we'll keep monitoring this, but be aware in those areas. And here on the global outlook, the Climate Prediction Center still highlights a 20% chance of tropical cyclone development there, Eastern Pacific and the Caribbean, November 13th to the 19th, and even to November 26th, they still have a 20% chance of something forming up there. So we'll definitely monitor this. There's like here, let's see. There's Raphael, the Vartisne signature, and more the other disturbance there. And now the wind shear, we do have stronger wind shear near parts of the Eastern Caribbean, the Bahamas and Northern Gulf, but it's more favorable wind shear, Central and Western Caribbean there. So yeah, and let's see if there's something else might be worth it. So on the shorter term, just be careful with that heavy rainfall there and stay safe. And even after that, like the European, if you put this until the 19th, the European has that disturbance entering Central America with a lot more rainfall too after like November 18th or something. So yeah, we'll monitor this a lot, and let's just see if I find something. Sorry for the noise if the microphone is weird. I'm still trying to fix it. But let's see here, like the Atlantic. So it shows there. This is the tropical storm probability is November 13th, Wednesday. Nothing. It does show some extra tropical stuff there. And then it does show like 5% probability November 15th in the Central Caribbean there. This goes to 10% by November 16th and just lingers there. And by November 18th, the Europeans have like an 20% chance, 20 to 30% chance of a tropical storm in the Central Caribbean there. And this kind of goes there near Cuba, Florida, or something. So those are not high probabilities, but they are definitely interesting. The tropical depression probabilities, there's Rafael in the Gulf, the disturbance in Costa Rica, the heavy rainfall, and the other disturbances. So November 14th, there is a 60% tropical depression probabilities on the 14th. November 15th, a 70% just off of Central America. On the 16th, 17th, and yeah, so we'll monitor this. And there's like the Canadian ensembles that I didn't show because I showed you the European ones and the other ones. So the Canadian model does have some members showing potential stuff there near like Northwestern Caribbean, West Caribbean, November 17th, and on the 18th still something showing there Central Southern Caribbean. So it's definitely showing the potential of something, but still too far to determine a lot. So yeah, be aware of those